Hello everyone, welcome to Calvary Consulting's video on my GMAT journey. This is a very personal story and I have already done a video. I think that was the first or second video in Calvary Consulting's YouTube channel. But the reason I am retelling this story now is in this 3 years that I have worked with multiple candidates, the way I look at my story has also changed. So actually the story starts like this. In June end or July first week, I decide that I want to do my MBA, and till then I did not know anything about GMAT or what questions are there, what is the pattern, nothing, right? But my husband is an alum from one of the one-year MBA programs, so he had prepared for GMAT, he had all his materials. So one night we playfully start talking whether I have to go do my MBA. That was a bedroom conversation me and my husband had randomly, and then the next day he goes back to his home, brings all the books. I start randomly reading through what is there, and then I decide, okay, I'm going to do this, I like this, and then we go ahead and see what is the deadline. At that time, there were only 2 rounds of admissions, right? Due to personal reasons, I couldn't have waited one more year to do an MBA. I wanted to do it that particular year. So if I back calculated, I had exactly 2.5 months before the first deadline of the B schools that I aimed for were there. So at that time, Calcutta had just 1 round and Ahmedabad and Bangalore had 2 rounds. This was in 2019. Right? So I started preparing with the official guide. I took one of the coaching classes. If any of you want referrals, you can reach out to me. I can give you a referral to the coaching class that I went. Right? So I took the coaching class. I used official materials. So I should say, though I went to a coaching class to develop my concepts, I did it only as on-demand video recorded sessions. I did not attend classes in person or live classes, right? That is one. Second, I never used private players materials for practice. I practiced only official questions, right? The ones in older official guides. When I exhausted the official guide problems, I went to older official guides to actually get more problems and practice, right? So when I took my first mock test, I realized I scored a 610 without any preparation, just the baseline score. And then I called this coaching class and I told them I already have 610. And then they said, you need not even take a coaching class, you can directly take tuition classes just to improve the concepts wherever needed, tweak, and then go work towards 700. But I thought my concepts were not that strong. I mean, though I got a 610, I had forgotten some parts of concepts that I was very clear about. So I took the entire course, but I did not go every video by video. My husband used to jokingly say that even for the study material video, I watched it in 2x speed. That's how I watched the videos. So whenever there was a new thing that I did not know that came up, I played it in 1x speed, watched it once, and then the remaining things I just let it go in 2x speed. This was also because I had very limited time to build my concepts, practice, give mocks, and then go on, right? So I took my first mock in the initial stage of my preparation. Then I started planning out using a 2-month GMAT study plan template, right? And for these 2 months, for all the 60 days in an Excel sheet, I wrote what topic I'm going to focus on, how I'm going to build my concepts, and then after the concept building, what are the questions that I'm going to practice. Let's say official guide, question number 1 to 30, right, in verbal, and then 1 to 30 in quant. That is how detailed I wrote my entire plan in an Excel sheet. And that made it easy for me to just stick to the plan, right? I never felt guilty. Even in the days that I took breaks or I was enjoying, I cut off all my social life for those 2 months, right? I didn't visit friends. I missed some of my close friends' weddings also because I knew that's all the time I had if I had to crack this, right? So I cut down on social time. I outsourced as much as work possible at home, right? And office, I tried to do, the required work, did not take extra load or anything at office. In spite of all this, sometimes when I took break for relaxation, I used to feel a little guilty. But when I had this plan in place, I know today I have to practice 60 problems. I have practiced 60 problems, and after this, if I take a break, I need not feel guilty, right? So that was the planning that was in place. And I followed the plan diligently to the T, at least till August 15th, 16th, right? Till then, from July, I practiced like every day without even a single day's break. But around August 20th, I started getting burnt out, right? I was just like, I'm done. I cannot focus on books anymore, kind of a feeling. And this is very common for many people. If you are there, just don't worry, it happens to anyone, right? And I figured that out by looking up GMAT Club. Many people had talked about the burnout that they were facing in the preparation phase. So I took a break of a couple of days, and then when I planned, that was the time around which we had our first wedding anniversary. So we had planned a vacation earlier than this thing was, this GMAT preparation started. I went to the vacation and took the mock test just because it was on the plan. I didn't want to, delay it further from the plan. I took the mock from a hill station, sitting on the top of a cottage, and I was, taking a mock on my anniversary day. But the thing is, because I had left practice for 4 or 5 days, or 4 days actually, my score had considerably become low than my previous, mock, say by 20 points or something. That gave me the push, till now, the scores have been increasing consistently, and you see a decrease in the graph, you get panicked, right? So, you have just one more month to sail through to reach your destination point. So then my burnout all went off. I relaxed a bit in the holiday, started again preparing consistently, right? By the time I went to the exam, just before 2 or 3 days, I took another mock test. I figured out I got a 691 in one test and 710 in another test. So it was very clear, somewhere around 700 is what I'm going to score. And using that, I had confidence because of these GMAT scores. Went to the exam, I got a 700. Now, few things, because I said, why am I saying the story again? How am I re-looking at this journey after having worked with candidates for 3 years? I think few things, right? One, my initial score was 610. This is not to brag or boast about myself. Each of us are in a different journey. Each of us have a different past. Maybe my school preparation and everything helped me get a 610 in the first, mock. But I know many of my friends who did not get 610 in their first mocks. There are some people who got 500, 400, right, in their first mocks. Still they got to 700. It just required some extra practice, right? Even my candidates, many people look at my journey and say, okay, Kyle did it in 2.5 months. I can also do it in 2.5 months. Now, I don't say no. You can definitely do it in 2.5 months. Some of you can even do it faster than I did it. The only thing is, where we start, how much of time and effort are you able to put in, in improving your score? That matters a lot. Second thing, don't completely try to control everything, right? Because there are times where people have done excellent preparation in all 2 mocks, 3 mocks, last 2-3 mocks, they have gotten 700 plus. But on the exam day, because of the test anxiety, because of some technical glitches, they have actually not gotten their target score. So leave some room for, unfortunate events or unlucky day, just that within 16 days you can take another another round of exam. Just give that room for preparation. Don't think that, okay, Kyle went in one shot, got 700, I can also do it. I got lucky. Not everyone gets lucky. So these are 2 things I think, I'm grateful happened to me, and I wish that happens even better for most of you. But just learn from my story what to do and maybe what not to do also, from an angle of, keeping enough buffer space to do everything, right? So all the best in your GMAT preparation. If you want to talk more, you can either keep following my videos, or if you want a one-on-one, you can use TopMate to book a session with me. The link is in the description box below. All the best.